Um, we're gonna hit mulligan on this. It's a little too greedy to keep this. I was thinking about maybe just trying to bank on the stowaway, but too much removal for it to be a safe bet. We'll go down one march, keep double trespasser. Yeah, against mono red, I don't think there's any chance for it to survive, so I think that was a good thing we put it on the bottom. Alright, couple chickens for our opponent. I think we'll just go ahead and X1 this. Get rid of the chicken right now. Because next turn we play Trespasser, we X out from their graveyard. Stormseeker for our opponent. Alright, opponent seems to have a great curve, and if they go land into Raiju, we're just dead. Do they land Raiju here, or are we still potentially in this? Yeah, no, I think that would probably be fine. What you're saying, Izzy, though, I think the 2 generic, 1 black, 1 green would probably fix it and make it still a very playable card. We accept the loss of our Trespasser, go for the tower, bring out new Trespasser, eat their creature, get that little bit sustained. Now, the opponent did chicken out, they didn't attack with their Kumano. Let's see, so if they attack in again, we can only just really block the Stormseeker still. So we can't block because they discard. Well done, opponent. GG. Oh, and they actually had the card I was worried about, too, in hand. They just missed the land. Well done for the mono red player. Let's see here. It's a little bit of a slow hand, so I'm worried about it. If we hit the mana, this has amazing payoffs. I'm going to try to risk it. That's not bad to draw, because that means that we have a creature that we can play. Okay, so we're against white-black Reanimator. Not a bad draw, but we're just looking to draw lands right now. Because if we get 2 lands, then we'll be set for the hand. Alright, opponent plays nothing, which gives us the flip. We'll go for the attack, see if we can get that free draw here. Of course, it's not going to connect. Well, we go for another stowaway. What does the opponent have now? If they play Lin, unfortunately, we're going to have to potentially deal with a Wandering Emperor here. A Graph Reaver. Okay. So, Graph Reaver unfortunately hurts them at the start of each of their turns, but is still a good card for them to just run in their deck, because it allows them to hate on Planeswalkers, because it has the exploit ability. So you sacrifice a creature, and then you make the player, you destroy a Planeswalker. I'll go land, and we'll bring Sheoldred to the board. Put some extra hurt on our opponent for their draws. The fact that the opponent discarded Seed of Aganjo to deal with our Stowaway, it looked like they missed a land drop due to that. I think they started. Yeah, because they played this, got the Black Source for their turn 1, and then we got to play. They played out Veteran, we played this out. Then they went land, then we attacked. Yeah. Just saying it all in my head just to remind myself how the order of operations happened. We'll go for the Cruelty of Gix. We'll actually start on the first chapter here. Get rid of their other Longer. The fact that they're running Patch Up, I think, is kind of cool, because it is similar to a deck idea that we have run ourselves. Now, I know I could have grabbed the Cathar Command and stopped them from destroying our Cruelty here, but I wanted to get rid of the Body Launderer because it allows them to take advantage of their graveyard recursions. Now they can attack with the Body Launderer, we'll take it. Graft Reaper, I will block. Because it gives them another draw. They'll have to discard again. Gonna hurt them. Because of Sheoldred. Let's go ahead and go Trespasser. Since it's night, we eat 2 cards. We'll eat this and this. At this point, we will kill the Launderer, which allows them to get back only the Graft Reaver. We'll send the attacks. Alright. Once down to 4, we have an easy way to get the win here. Only thing that they can bring back is Reaver, so they will do so. We'll just go ahead and play the Kitose. We'll get them to scoop. I think I'll still keep this. I was thinking about it. Because we have Underdog on 2, Trespasser on 3. Even if we don't hit a blue source, that's still a good, solid turn 2, turn 3. And depending on what we draw, we could still be fine. Alright, we actually do get our blue source. It comes into play tap this turn, so we go for the Underdog over the Marsh. Big Buster for our opponent. Alright, hand's looking pretty good. Got a nice aggressive set here. Decided to go for the Stowaway to give us the card draw. But it gets cut down. Alright, Underdog for our opponent. Our plan is to attack in before we play anything. No, we don't, because... Oh, they're going to just attack us. They're going to be the aggressive one. Let's go for Trespasser, and we'll eat our own Stowaway. We'll take the 3. They play their Trespasser. Unfortunately, we miss. for... We're missing a land for this. Let's go for... Do we go for another underdog? Let's go for another underdog. And we'll pass it to the opponent. Would have really loved to been able to play Gix to take a look at their hand. Go to block both. Alright. They get Lily. Was a little worried about this. What do we want to discard here? Discard the Indulgence.
No more distractions. Off you go.
And now do we... Oh, I missed the land. Stop on their upkeep. I don't go for the underdog play to try to get rid of Lily, because there's a chance that they had a removal spell for the underdog. So we would still, while we would get a card draw off of it, I think it wasn't I just don't think it was the play.
Violence is necessary. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Alright, I will blitz this time. I'm gonna take the gamble. Because I really want a land draw. Yeah, see, they had the cut down. I'm not sure why they're running Field of Ruin. Like, there's no reason to run Field of Ruin in the standard format right now. There's no lands that actually grant anyone any abilities that I can think of. Alright, opponent finds another cut down.
A fair trade.
So... Go for the Invoke. Get things off board. Hopefully we can hit another land, because that means next turn we can go Katose, take their cut downs from their deck, and be able to hold up the cut down. I don't think that's really that worthwhile. I think it's actually better for us to go Katose, take their underdogs away. Yeah, I think that's the better play. What do you do, opponent, with your remaining 3 mana? Imagine you're going to hold it up so that way you can use Bank Buster, draw a card, get your tokens. And then you can also still use Cut Down against me. Alright. Katose the board. Goodbye, underdogs. Ooh, they have a meat hook. Wait, they're only running 3 underdogs? Oh, that's interesting. Let's see, so they have the Invokes, they have Junji, Sheoldred, Trespassers, 4 Lilianas, 1 Soul Transfer, interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Soul Transfer actually makes sense in their deck because they do run Meat Hook and they have artifacts. So they could actually potentially get the Exile and the Recursion off of it. They crew up Bankbuster to attack us. We will go for the trade. And that's them probably planning on using Meat Hook here. So we take the block. I mean, there's no reason not to take the block here. Alright, another Bankbuster. Opponent's got all the draw value. Let's go... Gigs. Go for the final. Bring back Pitose. Get rid of the... Do I want to get rid of Soren or Lily? Let's get rid of the Lilies. Because they only have one more Soren in deck. They're holding 2 cutdowns, which are dead cards to them. Okay, so I think we bring out the Liliana, start upticking it. Okay, that gives them back to Soren. Oh, they went for the Trespasser. Interesting. In which case, Lily, downtick, get rid of Trespasser. They'll bring us down to 3 because of Meat Hook. Oh no, we're gonna have to block. Because if we don't block, we're dead. So, we go for Invoke. Gets rid of Meat Hook, gets rid of Trespasser. Come on, deck, give us another land. Thank you. Alright. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we get another land, we could bring up Toxrill. But opponent's giving us the GGs. Yep. Because they had Invoke to spare. It was a close game. Because we almost managed to stabilize there. Opponent just managed to just get that little bit of an edge against us still. Unfortunately, there's no black mana. And if I had one of these as black, I'd take the keep because of the Indulgence. But sadly, that's not the case. Alright, this is pretty good. We'll put the Invoke onto the bottom. Lead with the Marsh. Alright, against more mono black from how it seems, but... See what our opponent does here. Just lands passes. Well, we'll go ahead and attack it. I lied. We get cut down. Go for a Trespasser. We'll take away the cut down. Leaving the underdog in our graveyard on the off chance it was allowed to exist. Alright, opponent. Are you willing to trade these? Okay. We'll put Sheoldred onto the board. Come on, deck. One land and we'll be so good against this opponent. Oh! Please, give me that one land. Why? If we had that one more land, everything would have been great. Now everything's terrible, because now we don't have the cards in our graveyard for the Cruelty of Gix. This makes me so sad. Alright, we'll go ahead and do this. Get rid of the... Resolve, discard... Go for the Thirst now. Give that up. Play to land. Alright, when we bring Katose to the board, I'm actually going to get rid of the Trespassers, because that's the only card they use to eat our graveyard. So, if we lose Katose to a removal spell, we can Gix it back to the board. Opponents thinking their plans. Because if we go Katose, we get rid of this, and they get rid of Katose, then we can take away the Invoke Despairs. Guess there is also the play option just to play the Gix for the Chapter 1. Make them discard, but if that's the case, they could still invoke us and get rid of Gix before we... and they might not have any creatures or planeswalkers in hand. Could just be a whole bunch of removal spells. So I think this is still the best play. Oh, well, there's that Trespasser that we wanted to get rid of. They double spell, so they no longer have that as a 4/4. We'll go for our land, play the Silent Spider. Unfortunately now, the opponent can just straight up steal all the... kill our Katose and... Okay. Let's see, what can they draw that kills Katose? Liliana. And Meathoof Massacre. So, odds are, we can play their Invoke Despair against them. Because they get 2 draw attempts with only 5 cards. Alright, we get it. The great thing for us is this actually puts the Invoke Despair back in their graveyard. So if we lose the Silent Spider here, we can actually bring it back with Gix, steal their Invoke, and use it against them once more. Let's just go into all the card draw real fast. Let's go for Underdog to the board. And we'll also go for Stowaway to board. Send this. I intentionally put 2 bounties to the board just to help protect us if they attack us, but also this way if they have... because I know they have Cut Down. If they have Lily in hand, we're going to try to make them use the minus still. A double Cut Down for our opponent. Sheoldred for our opponent. Put a stop on the start of our turn. That way I can shoot down the Sheoldred, because they're going to come in for 8 here. Potentially. Our turn. X. 5. 0. Kill you. Now I don't have to worry about losing 2 life off of drawing a card here for the turn. Gonna hold the land as discard fodder. I send the Katose because we do plan on... Oh, they just draw. They are not willing to risk that, huh? In that case, we'll just put the lands on the board.
Out of my way.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Opponent really can't risk Katose getting through, so they're going to have to block it. I'm just wondering, do they give a chump block, or do they actually trade a Bank Buster against it? Let's hold the land for right now. Go in, attack the face. Face is the place. If they kill the Katose, we can Gix it back. And we also put Sheoldred to the board. If they just take it, Sheoldred just kills them on their draw. Either way, we're playing Gix this turn just to take a look at their hand before I actually resolve Sheoldred. Because if they don't kill the Katose, taking a look at their hand, finding out what they have, and then potentially using the minus the 2 here to search our deck for any card to and win the game. Okay. So they do block. Sheoldred to the board. Oh, I'm actually an idiot. I overcounted my mana. Oh well, we'll blitz this just because the death trigger will give us a draw. And so it's going to offset the 2 life we lose. I thought I, for some reason, had 9 mana, not 8 mana. But it's fine. It's fine. Sheoldred for our opponent.
You wish to know my secrets. Very well.
The Sheoldreds counter each other. Go for Gix. They're already on 3. Oh, we're looking at their graveyard. Katose. Grab. Invoke. So their hand is just lands. Double checking what do they have that could be an issue. Only thing I'm seeing is Meat Hook because it just sweeps the board, resets everything. But other than that, I think that's the only card I'm worried about them drawing. And get rid of their Sheoldred from their graveyard. Thing is, if we actually get the opponent down to only 2 life, while they have Sheoldred on board, our trigger will actually still kill them. Because first in is their trigger, last in is our trigger, and first in is the last one to resolve. Cast the Invoke. Opponent's going to lose 2 life, they're going to lose the Sorin, they're going to lose token. And we cast this. We'll give them the GG because we're going to exile 2 creatures from their graveyard. That's going to bring them down to 2. Upkeep, they lose. because ours triggers first. I mean, ours resolves first. There we go. We took down Mono Black. Just give you my final thoughts on how this one worked. So out of the 10 games, we went 6-4. We're basically a Mono Black deck that just has the extra draw value from Thirst, Veranda's Vortex, and the Stowaway. And unfortunately, I don't feel like Stowaway is pulling its weight as I would have liked. And, oh, by the way, we also have the Indulgence here. I do love how Katose just helps in like a Mono Black style mirror, because we get to steal the cards that we're normally having as issues with. The Toxtril reanimation plan, we never actually did get to do this, but we did actually get a game where Toxtril hit the board and just absolutely crushed an opponent. So I don't think it's a bad thing to still use. We just didn't get to see it just with how our draws went. If I was to make some adjustments, I'd probably take out the Stowaways and try to find something else that just fits the earlier playstyle still, that gives us either a more defensive or aggressive plan, because I think we have enough draw between the Thirsts and the Indulgences. The Vortex, we only really got to play this in one match, because it is only 2-of, we just didn't get to see it. Now, it's funny because considering I say it as a 2-of and we saw plenty of the March, it's kind of random how you see cards draw sometimes. But overall, I think it was a fun deck. Lots of interactions against opponents, and I do think it was great, the one game we got where Sheoldred just simply got to sit on board and the opponent just drew themselves to death because of using Kaido. So this card itself is a powerhouse and will win games for you. But I think because we're not taking advantage of like using a Sorin or something like most decks in the Mono Black, we do run into some issues where they can get the extra card draw value. Oh, that's actually something we could turn Stowaway into. We could actually just turn this into Kaido and we get that similar draw value that we are kind of looking for in our deck. Because we're fine with doing the draw discard if we don't get the resolution for, you know, putting Toxtril into the graveyard and then reviving it. So I think that's probably, yeah, that would be the change. Suspicious Stowaway turns into Kaido, and that would probably round out this deck a great deal. But in which case, well, that does it for this one.
Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me while I stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video, and have a nice one.